Hey there folks, and welcome back to Space Engineers Survival. Today we're going to be finishing up by building some drones to fill the cargo bay with, and then we are probably going to be on our way. However, there is something that I did in between episodes, and we're going to take a look at that. Let's place this down. I don't want it to be a big landing gear, I want it to be a small landing gear. Anyhow, I'll deal with that in a little bit. Let's take a look at the thing that I did. I basically repaired this as best I could. I finished up some of the thrusters. I repaired all of the exterior blocks. I did not place the missing blocks. As you can see, there's a bunch of missing blocks from the damage that this ship encountered. And in fact, there's still a gaping hole in it. However, the reactors are all back up and running. The jump drive is not, and the rest of this is. The reason for doing so is because I feel as though, well, the spacers probably need the ship. They probably want it back, and if they're under attack, I'm sure they would like anything, even a garbage ship like this. I'm sure they would appreciate if they got it back. So when we jump into the spacer system, we are going to be basically merging this, or something like that, to our own ship, and we're going to basically be tugging it with us. And yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that body. It's creeping me out a little bit. So that's what we did. It looks as though it's still missing some things. I think there's supposed to be a turret up there and maybe a turret down there. It's missing the jump drive and it's missing some armor blocks, but you know, it's a fully functioning ship for the most part, and they can fix it the rest of the way. So let's start building some drones. How are we going to want to do this? Probably by placing down a small block. If we had some steel plates, that would certainly help, because I don't believe we do. Yep. Let's get some steel plates. And that'll be enough to have us start placing things down. And I would like to place it on here so it doesn't fly away. That ought to be good right there. And weld it up. Get some construction components and motors just so the thing doesn't float away, and then we can continue building the rest of the drone. I'll get the construction components and interior plate. I don't have any motors in there, do I? But I do have motors in here, and we're going to need the interior plate for other things, I believe. I'm going to be putting conveyors on there, so we're going to need that. Or conveyor junctions at the very least. Motors. There we go. More than adequate. Place. Well, there it goes. You know what? I think this calls for montage, because it's going to be a little bit... We're actually going to build several ships. In fact, before we do the montage, let's say what we're going to build. We're going to be building kind of an exploration ship that has just a camera on it and some sensors, and then we're going to be building one that has the capability of mining, and then we're also going to build one that has just a little bit of offensive capability for kind of exploring things that might be in a hostile environment. So that's what we're going to be building. Cue the montage. Alright, welcome back. None of these are particularly good looking, but they'll all do the job quite well, I might add, with as few parts as possible, which is absolutely critical in survival. If this was creative, this certainly would look a lot better than this. However, to fit in the small hangar bay that we have and for the resources that we have, this will do just nicely. So this is our exploration ship. As you can see, there's really not much on it, just a camera, an antenna, a remote, bunch of thrusters, and 2 gyroscopes. It's nuclear reactor powered. It has a landing gear to stay locked to the landing or to the drone bay. There's also a rear backup camera in case we want to look in reverse. And here is our mining ship. This is going to be specifically used for probably gathering ice when we need it. As it stands right now, there's only 2 very teeny tiny cargo containers. We could add larger ones if we wanted to. However, right now there is 1 camera in the front, and because they tend to dig tunnels and we back up a lot, and to get out of those tunnels you have to back up, we have a backup camera. And this is also nuclear reactor powered. However, it does still have 2 gyroscopes, and it is battery powered as well. There are 3 batteries, so this can be a little bit more longer endurance than this one, which really only has whatever fuel it has in the nuclear reactor. This, however, has some batteries, and that's going to be necessary to keep this ship steady while the drill is going. The drill will take up some power that the nuclear reactor might not be able to compensate for, especially when the gyroscopes are going to have to do their thing and the thrusters are going to have to do their thing when the ship is mining. So that's why we have some batteries on here. We do have some batteries on here, however not as many, and this is our light scouting / attack craft. It's mostly a scout. It has 2 Gatling cannons, a front-mounted camera. It has some thrusters, antenna, remote control, everything that you need. This one does not have a backup camera, and it only has 1 gyroscope. It's to try to keep the platform a little more stable when we are flying around. And yeah, that's about it. If we go in the back here, we have 1 cargo container here, which we're going to be able to load up with ammunition, and 1 cargo container here we're going to be able to load up with ammunition. This one is obviously for this side. This one is for this side. If we wanted to put a larger cargo container here so that both of those Gatling turrets could access from the same cargo container, it would have just taken up too much space, so we just used the small ones instead. And I think it's about time we take them for a test flight. I may have to I don't know if there's a button panel on here. I don't think I put button panels on here, but I should still be able to access them via the reactor. So we're going to change the name of this. This is going to be the Attack Scout Drone. Alright, and we'll go to this one is the Mining Drone. And then we have our just a purely scout drone. We're gonna take these all for a little flight. In fact, we're going to fly them around a little bit and park them in our hangar bay. So let's go do that. This is going to be the first time, I believe, we're going to use the drone control up here. So let's go in here. Let's take the scout drone for a fly. Alright, let's control it. And I believe we will also need to view from camera 1. Unlock, and we're off. So, does fly pretty well. It's decently quick. It probably could use a battery, as when we're spinning around like this, we do almost use 100% of its power. In fact, we do if we're really whipping it around. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back to the Commandant. Let us open up our hangar doors. Let's open them up. And our hangar doors are opening, so we can get the ships in. Hopefully we'll have enough room to park them all. I think we will. So let's go back to here. Let's go back to our scout drone. Go to the remote control. Whoop, not custom data. And we will control it. And we will also view from camera 1. Alright, so let's head on in here. And you can almost see us sitting in there. Let's park this drone over here. Turn around. Bumped it nicely. Go down and auto lock. We will also turn off the thrusters. In fact, we'll just straight up turn off the ship. Well, actually, we don't want to turn off the ship entirely. We will turn off the gyroscopes and turn off the thrusters, because we want the remote to keep working if we want to gain access to it without using a button panel. Okay, that will work. In fact, I'm going to set the thrusters and the gyroscopes to a control group so that we can just turn them on and off via a control group. So next time we want to use this stuff, we just turn it back on. As such, there we go. Let's go take a look at our mining drone and do the same thing. We're going to look at the gyroscopes, the ion thrusters, and have it a control group. I had a little bit of a brain fart there. I was trying to control the mining drone from the scout drone, which is not going to work. So we will be able to control it from the ship that we're in right now, though. And let's look at the camera 1. Let's unlock, and we are off. I just realized I forgot to put some thrusters on here. Well, maybe if I'm skilled, I can re-land it without damaging anything. Yep, I don't think I put any upward thrust on this, which is a little bit of a oversight. We'll try to get the landing gear to stick again. Doesn't appear that it wants to. So I think I'm going to have to get out of my ship and put one on there. Whoops. That was a bit of an oversight. Let's take care of that quickly. Yeah, just depressurize my ship, I know. But I want to take care of this before I forget. So it's drifting down. We need to put a thruster on. Put one right here. Probably put another one right there. Luckily I have all the components on to build them, so that's no issue. Alright, all better. And let's head back inside and forget about the fact that I just depressurized the entryway. Whoops. Alright, now let's go back to controlling this one. the mining drone, we will go to the remote control, and camera, view. Ah, so much better now. And that's why we take things for test flights, to make sure we don't forget stupid things like upward thrust. Alright, this is much better. One thing that I would like to do is test the old mining drill. So let's go mine some rocks. Just to see how well it does. Looks like we have plenty of power. We're not getting close to the 100% limit. In fact, that's quite good. We have quite a bit of power on this ship, which is good. Take a look at our inventory. The drill can hold actually a decent amount, and the cargo container is almost nothing. The drill itself actually is going to be the thing that holds the most. Almost doesn't pay to have those cargo containers on there, but I kind of do want to see how this this ship flies with full cargo containers and a full drill. That way we know if we can even put a larger cargo container on here in the future. If it flies like crap, we probably won't be able to put a larger cargo container on. However, if it flies well, that might be something we can do. But we got to test it first. Let's take a look here. How's our inventory looking? Almost full. Let's actually fill it up. Alright, one thing I would like to do is test that backup camera. And it works quite well. It's a little bit disorienting trying to drive in reverse, but at least you know you're not going to hit anything. Let's go back to camera 1 and head back. Actually, this ship does fly relatively well with full cargo containers and full drills, so we might be able to throw a small cargo container on here. One of the larger small cargo containers, if that makes any sense. Not one of the teeny tiny ones that we have on there right now. Actually, you know what? On second thought, we do need some retro thrust on that. I don't think the ship is entirely destroyed. I think we just got the camera. Yeah, so it does appear that the only thing that was damaged in that impact was the camera. The camera was right there, and it got kind of squished, so looks like some retro thrust is going to be needed. There's not enough as it stands right now. I think there's only one up here. Yep, there's only one retro thrust, so we'll probably want more retro thrust in the future. But it still can be controlled, and not much was damaged, so that's why we take these things for test flights. And I don't even think, yeah, the heavy armor block wasn't damaged either. So let's get another camera on there. We're going to head in, well, can we fit another camera in there with it so close? Actually, the camera is still there. Not sure why we lost communication. Oh, I bet you I know what happened. I bet you our antenna? No, our antenna is just fine. I'm not sure why that happened then. The antenna's still in good shape. The remote control is still in good shape. That's buried in the center of the ship, so that's certainly not it. Well, that's interesting. Oh, I know what happened. There was a conveyor there. Or not a conveyor, yeah, there was a conveyor junction there. I think that got destroyed. I'm not sure why that would have kicked us out of our camera, but let's put that back. And we should be good to go. Alright, let's control the mining drone again. Look at the remote control, and alright, we can control it again. That was weird, but I'll take it. No major damage. Also, let's go and, whoops, look at the camera view. we'll have to be a little more mindful of the fact that this ship is quite a lot heavier now that it's filled with ore, or stone, really. And let's park this one over here. And then we'll take the other ship for a spin. Alright. Let's go to the control panel, go to control, and toggle everything off. Looks like we also have that. We're also going to have to toggle that one off too. Looks like I missed it. Alright. Let's take a look at the last ship, which is our attack scout. Again, we're going to take the gyroscope, the thrusters, and put them under a control group. And we are going to take a look at the remote. Oh. And first, let's exit that. And now we'll be able to do that, because we were trying to control the attack scout from the mining drone again. Look at the remote control. We should be able to do it now. Yes, we can control it. And now we can take a look at the camera, view it.
Meteor storm inbound.
And here we go. The ship flies okay. It's not the best flying ship in the world. Looks like I forgot to put upward thrust on this one again, but we'll land it and take care of that later. And that's why we take these for spins first. Alright, let's head in here. Go in here. And if we spin around, there we go. And we'll just park this one over here. And we'll be locking shortly. And we'll be taking care of that in just a minute. So all of our drones are currently parked. We might actually have room for one more, but as it stands, this is quite nice. We have our drone bay full. You know what we should do? We should close the hangar doors now. And yep, closing nicely. And then we'll take a look and see what we missed on that ship. I believe we have everything we need to fix it right now in our inventory, so we don't have to go grab anything. Really, all we have to do is throw one thruster on there, I think. I thought I added all the thrusters, but obviously I did not. I must have forgotten some. But that's why we take them for a test flight. So here we have thruster up. And yeah, sure enough, I forgot my thruster down. How silly of me. Let's put one on. And we'll put one on over there. Perfect. Alright, that'll be much better. So, I think that's going to be about it for this episode. Next episode, well, I think it's going to be about time to leave. We're just going to gather up all the resources we can. We're going to connect the commissar to the commandant, and then we will fill this up with all of our resources that we need for our journey. And I think we're going to be off to deliver that message. So, I think that'll be it for this episode. Thank you, folks, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.